Ibrahim is the first PMP of 2022. Abhishek, Mr. Hisam Khan, for one of my student Palisa. Anirudh, we have Jangir with us. Ali, Abhilash, Sabir, Asad, Yo Manish, Abhishek, Mr. Jamal, Mr. Amer, Alvin, Neha, Mr. Raju, Pradeep, Amit, Rashmi, Amana, Uzair, Said, Dash, Gulam, Muhammad, Aarti, Pawan, Tariq, Iqtidar, Numan, Mandar, Muazzam, Niju, Abraham, Wasim, Ahmed, Janjua, Aj, Osman Khan, Afzal Ali. So here we have my 100 certified PMP in 2022. So we had 100 certified PMP, but now we have 143 certified PMP. Welcome back to Pathway of PMP. I'm still getting to the name of that. If you have better idea about the name of the series, I'm open to that. The purpose of this series is to give you an idea of entire topic in as minimum as possible time to get to share the knowledge with you guys whatever I know about that particular topic, and at the end of that topic to solve five hard questions of that particular topic. Last time we did stakeholder and we did solve the questions related to the stakeholder topic. Today we are gonna solve communication, and once the communication topic is done, you don't have any question regarding that topic, we are going to solve five questions of that particular topic. The purpose of solving questions after the topic is to just reinforce the information that we have learned. So just put it in a chat box where you are from, when are you planning to give the exam, and most importantly, last time I gave an assignment to all of you. So everyone who joined, has to be an interactive session if you want to learn. I gave an assignment and only two people submitted that assignment. That assignment was to make stakeholder register. So I guess Kevin submitted that assignment and one more student. So guys, if you want to immerse in this program, you need to basically go through every single thing, the assignment that I have given to you, to understand it in a better way. So that is very important that you do your assignment properly. And if you are new to this YouTube channel, please like this video. And if you haven't liked this video so far, please like this video so that once you like the video start coming to the algorithm of the YouTube. So every single person who hasn't done the wasn't like this video, please do like it. Okay. So we have Ravindra. I guess Ravindra, you are from India. Hello, Amer. Good to have you. Hello, Rajiv from Ireland. Good to have you. Okay, you are from Pakistan. Kevin completed his assignment. Good to have you. From Ghana, we have Yo, Dipnesh from India, Razi from Bangladesh, Ahmed, Pakistan. Okay, Isra. Okay, Isra, you missed the didn't attend the first class. I'll share that and then please make that assignment. Canada, Pakistan, Nigeria, India. So guys, blessed to have audience from Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, Saudi Arabia, Nigeria, Mauritius, Ireland, USA, Canada, and everywhere else from the world. So the purpose of this class is that you understand communication. So before moving forward, what do you think communication is? As I said, the session has to be very interactive, and it will only become interactive when you put your comment in the chat box. What is communication for you? I'm not talking about from PMP perspective. As a general perspective, what is communication? Social Usha from USA, Social from USA, Nigeria. Okay, Chinjan, good to have you. So, what is communication for you? Put it in the chat box. What do you think communication is? So, I'll give my perspective as you guys are putting your perspective there. Communication, in my point of view, is something It's okay to attend session without the yes, it's okay to attend the session. So there is no issue to that. I'll share the previous session with you, so there is no worry about that. Communication, in my point of view, is the sole purpose that make us alive. So I really like that what Amer put it here. A flow of information to the people sent in a language understandable to sender and acknowledge according to complete the flow of communication. I really like what Amir is saying. The information that is shared from one person to another person so that they can understand each other. Good. Okay. Communication is useful interaction method. What else method do you have, Ravindra? If communication is a useful interaction method, I don't. Do you think any other interaction method apart from communication? Okay, sharing of information without any noise, so that the message is delivered clearly. That's another good point that you share the information to other person without any kind of noise, and the person can understand the information properly. That's a good way to put it. I really like this. Okay. Kishore is saying it is setting the right expectations. Okay, that's another important thing, to set the right expectations from other people to understand what they are trying to say. Information from source to delivered, the source to destination using medium, action, anything. Not understand is noise. Yes, that is another way to put it, and your way is 100% right. Passing on information in understandable format. Every single person is a communication is the flow of ideas, information from one person to another person. In order to make sure that the ideas are effective, we need to become a better communicator. We need to become an effective communicator. For example, I'm using Mac Pro. It has its own mic, but I'm using this podcast mic so that my voice can go better and I can have effective communication. If we were in a podcast, I would be using this headphone just to listen you so that the noise does not disrupt. All of these are mediums, tools, but the crust of the communication remains same. So if I put it in my definition, what communication is, and guys, we don't have to be literal about the definitions. The purpose is to understand in a better way and a positive way. So communication, in order for the communication to occur, there has to be a sender, the person who is sending the information, and the person who is receiving the information. The one person who is sending the information is putting the information in a particular language, and I can say that language, it can be picture, it can be words, anything can be there. I will call all those things as language. PMI says that we encode the message. Encoding means just to putting in a specific format. You can call it a language. Then, through the use of medium, through the use of medium, medium can be anything. If you are sitting together, then air is the medium. If you are talking on phone, then that satellite is the medium, phone is the medium. If we are talking on Zoom, Zoom is the medium. Now we are talking on YouTube, YouTube is the medium. Medium can be anything. So from the medium, it goes to receiver, whoever is the receiver. So in this case, I'm a sender. I'm trying to convey a message to you. So you are a receiver. You try to understand that message. You try to understand that message. And PMI called it as you try to decode, try to go into the bottom of the information, what is being said, what is not being said. And there are so many things that plays here. We use active listening by putting 100% focus on the information, how the information is coming, from where the information is coming, what is the reason, gesture, postures, how to use the body language, everything they decode. We are getting the information, my mind is getting the information. We decode the information. This is the half part of the communication. Did you understand what I just said? If yes, please put it in the chat box. If you understand what I'm saying, please put it in the chat box that you understood what I just said. Yes. Now what you guys are doing? You put yes, you just gave me the feedback. That is the second part of the communication. Communication without feedback is incomplete. Both parties has to share that the information has been received, the information has been understood. So once both parties do that, then the communication model is completed, then the communication is clear. Now I received two messages here. Isra said that your voice is not clear, there is some kind of noise. Now, guys, other people, my voice is clear to you or not? If my voice is not clear to everyone, then the noise is from my side. If my voice is not only clear to one person, then the problem is with their side. So noise is there. There is a noise. So guys, clear to us, clear to us, clear to us. So noise can be anywhere. Okay, guys, this is an interesting thing to understand. Noise can be anywhere. Noise is not the loudness. Noise is not the loudness. Noise is uh, not your podcast, Mike. No. So, noise is anything that is disrupting. Maybe the information that is coming is causing the issue. Whatever the information is there, whatever the sound is there, is basically causing that. Okay, so that is a purpose to understand first. This is important to know what communication is. If you understand communication, most of the things in the communication topic just get clear. There is no other thing that get confused you. Okay, so I just changed my mic because two people put little sound. I just changed my mic to reduce the noise. Okay, to reduce the noise I just changed my mic. So let's see how the noise is now. Is now noise more clear or not? So there are so many ways you can reduce the noise. Okay, it's better. Yeah, Sheikh, you are 100% right. My headset mic was actually connected when I tried to show you perfect now. Okay, but although whatever. So now we had an actual example of noise. A sender has an information, a receiver has an information, and anything that disrupt in between is no sort of a distraction. Assume you put it in a beautiful way. Anything that disrupt in between is a sort of basically disturbing that thing. So we had noise, we cleared it. Sender, receiver, and noise is there. Now let's see what type of communication are there. We call them as a communication method. There are three main ways how human communicate. One is push communication. We are just pushing the information. We're just pushing the information. We don't care about other party. There is no feedback, or even there is a feedback. That feedback is not important to the party. So, can you give me example of push communication? What are the type of push communication where we are just pushing the communication? What are the type of push communication, guys? Interestingly, email, Usha, is 100% telemarketing, email, uh, text, to some extent text can be a form of that. So it's interesting, sending email, text, everything, uh, like they are form of a push communication. Telemarketing also, everyone is familiar with email, so nobody likes the email. Now interestingly, Kalim, YouTube is interesting. You just put YouTube, YouTube can be push communication, pull communication, and interactive. These are the three type of communication. For example, right now, YouTube is which type of communication we are having right now. We are on YouTube and LinkedIn and Facebook. So which type of communication are we having now? Is it push, pull, or interactive? I would love to know. Right now, which type of communication? Yes, yes, Azim, yes, Rizvi, yes, Usha, Datta, Sushil. We are having interactive communication. Whenever two parties are talking, that communication become interactive communication. The feedback has to be there. Feedback is the key, and the live feedback. Okay. So yes, Khalid, I love the Chimsi, I love the way how you put it there. That you put it there that both communication are being used. I'm trying to get a pull communication as well as like trying to get the information from you and interactive. I loved way Chimsi, how you think. This is just an interesting way to put it. So we have interactive communication. Now, pull communication. Pull communication is always when we basically uh, go somewhere and get the information. Let's say right now we are having interactive communication. Once the session is over, anybody want to watch this session, they will come, they will go to YouTube, type my name or go to my YouTube channel and watch that session. So that becomes pull communication. You have to put a effort when you do a pull communication. This is very important and a very distinguished factor between push and pull communication. Most of the time, people get confused in between these two. Yes, journey videos. People go and watch the journey videos. A very great series, I would say. It has made many people certified PMP. So push, pull, interactive communication. Three types of communication. Guys, is this clear? If yes, we can move forward. We have 8 to 10 topics to discuss, and I want to have interactive as well as pull communication throughout the process so that we can grasp this information during the entire time. If you have any question, please feel free to put the question. The purpose is to have as interactive as possible session. And if you haven't liked this video, and I see some people haven't liked, please do like this video so that the video can start coming into the YouTube algorithm. Okay, so now the next thing is coming to the project thing. We discussed what is communication. We discussed three different type of communication. Now comes the most important thing: communication. Push anything received without control. Yes, Kalim pushes anything that is received without control. For example, nowadays when you any publicity marketing people send emails to you, like for example, I have signed up in last 10 to 15 years. I don't know how many website. So onto my uh, email, whenever I go, there are 10 to 20 places I need to unsubscribe, and that is a basically push communication I did not ask for. So that becomes a problem. Okay, so now comes the project management. Guys, communication is the job of the project manager. Communication is the job of the project manager. According to Andy Crow is the author of one of the most respected book in the PMI world. According to him, 90% of the job of the project manager is communication. And in my own experience as a project management consultant, dealing with, in the organizations, it goes up to 98, 99% of that. In currently, project managers, sometimes known as Scrum Masters in multiple IT organization, they don't have to basically know how to operate different softwares. No, no, no. Their job is not to manage the schedule as per se, calculate every single thing. Their job is to understand and work into different area and communicate in a different environment. So communication plays a critical role in that, and 95% job becomes important. Now we communicate with two distinct
resources, two distinguished parties, I would say. Actually, it's one, but we classify at two. One is stakeholder, and the second is team. As for to make this more simplified, I will also call it team as stakeholder, but PMI put team as a different party as stakeholder, but I'll put them in the same way. Okay, when audience is large, it's uh, pull is better. As in, when audience is large, we need to use multiple push, pull, interactive, different form of combination of communication. Not one cannot. Hello from Ghana. Good to have you, KFC from Ghana. Okay, so as I was saying, so we need to understand those stakeholders. Stakeholder, we discussed, stakeholder is any person who has an influence in the project, who think the project is important. We identify the stakeholder, we put the stakeholder into the stakeholder register, we rank them, prioritize them. Who are the upward stakeholder, we report to them. Who are the downward stakeholder, they are reporting to us. Who are at our level, sideward stakeholder, inward stakeholders, outward stakeholders. So once you have classified and prioritized the stakeholder through power and trust, and through these classification, the next thing is to understand the stakeholders. What are the requirement of those stakeholders? What do they need? What are the expectations of this stakeholder? Now, when you are planning for their communication requirement, what are the communication requirement? And when we talk about the communication requirement, it is very important to know which stakeholder want formal communication, which stakeholders want informal communication. It's not compulsory that every single stakeholder will like formal communication. Some stakeholders, especially now the new generation born after 1995, they are coming, they prefer informal communication. So you need to identify, do they need formal communication or informal communication? Do they need written, verbal, they're also known as oral, video, message, what type of communication they need? Okay, and in that they need formal, informal. Another important point I would like to put it here: email. Email is informal communication. Still, Still, even to this day, email is considered as an informal communication. It is not considered as a formal communication. Although most of us use email as formal communication, but from PMI perspective or PMP exam perspective, email is an informal communication. That's an important key to your PMP exam. Being said that, once we have classified which stakeholder need which type of information, we need to understand their diversity and understanding the culture. They are two important things. What I just said, what are the two important communication need, communication understanding need? Diversity and geography and culture. These are two three important, but diversity and culture, they are most important thing. Can anyone put in the chat box what is diversity and what is culture? Put in the chat box, and how, if you can put it, how they can help. I love to Denti. Okay, Twitter, LinkedIn. Now this is Twitter, LinkedIn. If let's say your company has a Twitter account, and Apple or Amazon is sharing some information, so on the Twitter, on the behalf of the company, it can become a formal communication. I'm coming to the communication management plan in a while. Your communication management plan will define what is formal, what is informal. So tell me about the culture and diversity. What is culture and diversity? Guys, put it in the chat box. What do you think about the culture and diversity? And how would you explain that? Culture and diversity, two of the most important thing when you are trying to understand the communication requirement of the people, communication requirement of the people. Diversity is dealing with people from various countries, and culture is the norms that one should be dealing when communicating. It is beautifully put. Diversity can also be from the, it can be in the form of a religion, Diversity can be in the form of a gender, ethnicity, and many multiple things. Culture is what one group believe and behave. Diversity is gender difference. It can be a religion also. That means that it can be religion also related to have people with different experience. Diversity, different social. Okay, so diversity, understanding that requirement of diversity and the culture is very important for the project manager. Next thing comes as tool that you need. Which tool will be used for communication? Here I am using a StreamYard as the tool to communicate. Which tool we are going to use? There are various factors when you are trying to understand which tool you are going to be using. One of those factor is urgency. Okay, I'm still getting some diversity. Diversity, guys, do tell me which type of tool when to use while I uh, go into depth of diversity with the comment here. Diversity is different countries, religion, countries. Well done, Sman. Culture is the way of the life diversity people bear. Wow, Chimsy. Very well put. Culture is generally tradition people believed in a certain area or region. That is also Kishore from LinkedIn. Diversity is the irrespective of gender, geo, color is acceptance. Yes, yes. Culture is taking in positive way and handle perspective. Very well done. So next, as we were discussing which type of tools we are going to use, how much urgency is there? Urgency is a very important factor. For example, if uh, if we can, if some information is urgent, we don't email them people, we go and try to have a face to face discussion. We don't message them, we go and call them, things like that. Then the security of the information, how secure the information is, how secure the information is. For example, as an authorized trainer, ATP of PMI, I'm authorized training provider of PMI. I cannot share those slides that PMI providers in this public domain. Now that I'm doing so, I today I have spent like 2 to 3 hours to make new slides. I'll go through them, and if anyone needs, I can send them those slides. So I need to make new slides or different slides that does not have those PMI material. Why? Security. The medium you use, security, uh, then formality, then the urgency, then geography. For example, in China, WhatsApp is not used. I use WhatsApp as my main communication mode. But when I go into Dubai, I cannot call through WhatsApp. I have to use other medium. So you need to understand geography, the and urgency and security as the need to deal with the communication. Also, we can take ways of working. Of course. Kevin, virtual communication to deal with. Yes, I wouldn't say Kevin to deal with a diverse group, geographically distributed. The word is geographically distributed. Then that can be one-to-one discussion. Yes, if something is there, you can do coaching, you can do mentoring as a one-to-one, and see how those information can be there. Now, once we have established which medium to use, what are the stakeholders, which format those stakeholders want, when they want this information, frequency of the information, and you see frequency of, like, for example, this call we are having a weekly call. In my communication plan, this is written as a weekly call. What are the outcomes? It is written that the outcomes is that I want to share a topic with you guys, and outcomes are written there. So that's an important thing. All those things are written down into a plan known as communication management plan. It can be called as communication plan, com plan, whatever. Communication management plan. It has 4R. In a summary, I would say it should have 4R in it: right information, right time, to right people, to have right impact. What are the 4R of communication? Put it in the chat box. 4R of communication: right information at right time to right people to have right impact. Put it in the chat box. What are the 4R of communication? I still see only 22 people have liked this video, guys. like this, yeah, so that it can start coming into the YouTube algorithm. And if anyone has not subscribed to the my YouTube channel, this is the best time to do that. So what are the 4 R of communication? Put it in the chat box. Hmm. Very well done, Amir. Right information at right time to right people with right impact. Right information at right time to right people, right impact. Okay. So guys, if you understand this thing, the 4 R of communication, you understand everything about uh, communication. This is the like crust of communication. Right information, right time, right people, right impact. Okay, coming back to another thing about the communication. I just made it a few minutes back. 4W and 1H. Who needs the information? What information is there? Where you can store information, when they need the information, how you will deliver the information. 4W, 1H. That's another way to put the information in it. With 4R, if you understand this 4W and 1H, who needs the information, when they need the information, where the information they need the information, what information they need, and how the information will be delivered. All this thing will be stored down in the communication management plan. Communication management plan also guide you who is authorized to share the information, how the information will be stored, where the information will be stored, when the information will be shared and stored, how to dispose of the information. That's the important thing. Once you have made the communication management plan, your planning phase is done. If you have any confusion at this, please ask. If you have any confusion in so far in this area, please ask. Right information, right people, right impact. Okay, okay. Right people, right information, right time. Yes, yes, yes. Kishore putting 4W. Why, where, when, what also, Kishore. What is also put it in there. Okay. Now we have made a communication plan. Now, okay. Thank you, Mr. Datta, for confirming. Okay, now we have made the communication plan. Next thing is to implement that communication plan. Implementation of communication plan. We called it as manage communication, and in the form of the process. First, you make a plan communication, get communication management plan. Now you manage that communication. You implement the communication management plan. Who needs information, when to, where to, how information will be delivered. Thank you, Amir. Very well shared. Amir, I would be needing that. Whatever you are typing, do put me on the WhatsApp message. I'll make the some kind of infographics from there, the way you are sharing. Okay, so once we get that information, the next is to implement the communication management plan. Communication management plan is implemented and information is shared to everyone. Managed communication is called as the post office of the project management. All the information come and is distributed through managed communication. Understand this thing. Any information that is distributed in the project, it passes through managed communication. And which plan describes it? Communication management plan describe how this information is being delivered, how, when the information will be received, stored, retrieved, where it will be stored, how that information will be discarded. Because in sensitivity project, in government project, in a confidential project, how the information will be discarded, that's an important and critical point. So it must be written in a plan and it must be implemented in the communication management when you implement them. Now, that was all about managed communication. You understand the stakeholders' need. Now, the next thing and the last thing is you make the plan, you implement the plan, you monitor the communication. You monitor the communication and you see what is the difference between plan and actual. And if there is any kind of variance, like variance can be two type. Either you are deviating from your plan, or your plan is not effective. If anyone thinks there's another kind of variance, put it in the chat box. In my point of view, there are two kind of variances. Either you are not following the plan or your plan is not effective. In my point of view, this is the two type of variances. If you think there's a third type of variances, please put it in the chat box. Okay, Kaleem, who needs the information? When, where, what? Loved it, Kaleem. Send me this message, the chat box on the WhatsApp. I would love to know that. Post office of the project commun- manage communication. So now that is monitor communication. You checked with plan versus actual, and if there is any kind of need to change the plan, you take preventive action, corrective action to change the plan. That's all you need to know about the communication management plan. Now I want to share journey of work performance data, how basically data flow throughout the project. I have already called it as a journey one time. I'm gonna call it flow of work performance data. That's an important thing. Then I'll show you. We will go through the slides that I made today just to see I don't have missed anything, and then we are gonna solve 5 questions. And if you have any question at any time, you can ask me. Okay, guys. So next one. So what is work performance data? Work performance data is the raw information, okay, as selected without editing is called the raw information. Okay, that is work performance data. How much deliverable is completed? Like let's say uh, today we have completed one wall of house. That is data. Or 50 people got COVID. That's work performance data. Or we spent $5,000. Or five risk has occurred. These are all work performance data. This is a raw information that is always generating when deliverables are being produced. When we are working, always generating, that is work performance data. Now what happened? The data goes to all the processes in their monitoring and control. In like it goes to scope. The scope team will take the data relevant to them and discard the remaining data. Schedule team will get the data relevant to them. Cost team will get the data relevant to them. Quality, procurement, as you can see, different type of data, and they discard different. And every single team will produce work performance information from data. Data is everything that does not have contextualized. We produce work performance information. Work performance information can be like this. So we have completed 15% of the house. We are ahead of the schedule. Like SPI is 1.2, CPI is 1.3. Um, Out of six, four risks have occurred. The data get contextualized. uh, with the COVID, it would be say, it will give us the trend is going upward or downward. So we get trends here, we get the data here. This is work performance information. Every department generate their own work performance information. All the work performance information goes to project manager. Sorry guys, my writing is very poor. Every single teacher tried, but it was lost cause. So work performance data goes to project manager. All the work performance data is converted into one report that is called as work performance report. So data get converted into information, information get converted into report. And report actually comes in managed communication. It's a comprehensive report and we share it through to every single individual these report. I'll put it again. Data get converted. Data is a raw information. All the all other data, you can say that thousands of file coming to that, it goes to all the department. Everyone contextualize the data according to their requirement. It get converted into trends, you can say reports, individual reports. Every department is producing an individual report. You don't want that individual report to be communicated. You combine those reports and you get one comprehensive report known as work performance report. So data get converted into information, information get converted into report. Any confusion in the this flow of work performance data? Okay. Any confusion, guys? No, Ravi. That's good. That's very good. Okay. Okay. It's clear. Okay. Okay. No confusion. Good. Good. Okay. Let's go and let's look at the slides and then we'll solve the questions. So, communication in PMP pathway to PMP episode 2. That this performance information, raw data, recording data. Okay, okay, Mr. Kalim, you put it in a very well way. So communication is all about four things. Communication is about right information, r- right time to right people to have right impact. Only giving those information that is necessary, not more, not less. Only giving that information. That is very important to have an effective communication in the project. And now, key to effective management of stakeholder is understanding the language. Which language is required by the stakeholder? Now, I am communicating in English language 5. My audience is diverse, geographically distributed. I have people from US, Canada, Nigeria, Mauritius, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Saudi Arabia, Europe, and so many other areas. So I need to have a common language. That's why I use English language. Their diversity, culture, geography, communication method, push, pull, interactive. Which technology are you gonna use? Communication channel. Okay, let's talk about communication channel. We missed it. Communication channel is calculated by this formula: n minus n by 1 by 2. If there are, if you are member of 8 stakeholders, including you put n here. N is the number of stakeholder 8 into 8 minus 1 by 2. 2 ones are 4. 4 into 7, 28 communication channel. You will get like one question, maybe an exam. So that is an important thing. We need to understand, do we have a formal communication, informal, verbal, or written? And we already discussed that a sender has a picture, a sender wants to share information, is shared with the receiver, and the receiver decoded or encode the information according to his preferred language, according to his medium. Communication management plan, it's all about who has the authority to share the information, how the information will be shared, with whom the information will be shared, how the information will dispose, where we will store. Everything about the communication is there. Then you manage the communication, implement the communication management plan with all the stakeholders. You monitor the communication variance analysis, planned versus actual, raising the change request to make sure that the communication properly follow every single thing. Okay, so that's a very important slide I actually added in the end. This slide basically deal with the difference between stakeholder engagement plan and the communication plan. Many people get confused about this thing. Communication plan is about the frequency. Will it be daily? Like daily stand up is daily meeting, 15 minutes, same place, same location. What will the frequency? What will be the outcome? What will be the format? Informal, formal? What will the language? Diversity? Everything is dealt in the communication management plan. Whereas the stakeholder plan, it deals about the strategies. Where are the strategies? Strategies required to satisfy the stakeholder. Strategies required to satisfy the stakeholder. Stakeholder plan has stakeholder engagement metrics, current and desired, and everything about the stakeholder strategies are there. And let's say a change request is there, a new stakeholder is identified. First, you update the stakeholder register, then raise a change request, update the stakeholder engagement plan, then the communication plan. This is the flow. It's an important thing. Stakeholder register, stakeholder engagement plan, then the communication plan. For stakeholder register, we don't need change request. For these, of course, we need a change request. Okay, guys, before starting the question, if you have any confusion, please ask. Otherwise, I can move forward. If you have any question, confusion, put it in the chat box about anything so far. Please ask. Otherwise, we'll start the five questions. He put it very work performance information, raw data, recording data based on requirement, and very well done put. Very well put, brother. Okay, all good. Okay, guys. So let's solve the questions. Just an important point I want to put in the context. Whenever you are solving question, please slow down. This is a step number one in solving question. Don't try to rush. You have to answer. Slow down, understand the context of the question, what the question is clearly saying. Try to understand that. Then use elimination technique to solve the question and then get it away. If you follow this method, I'm 100% sure you can solve 70% or 80% of the questions. And that is more than enough to needed to pass the PMP exam. So let's go. Let's see the questions. There are certain restriction on sharing information placed. Who will get what? Yes, of course, there are a restriction on the communication. Who will get what information, and it must be mentioned there. Okay, guys. First question is in front of you. Please solve this question. Okay, 45. This was the key. We are getting 55, 45. C. Some are saying C, 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 C. 55, 55, 45. Okay, still 2 seconds left. C is equal to 45. Mr. Datta, you got. You are in a meeting with 8 key stakeholder and 2 team member. How many communication channel are there? You are in a meeting with 8 stakeholder. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 2 team member. 1, 2. Guys, 8 plus 2, 10 plus 1. First of all, n is 11. This was the real confusing thing in this question. Generally, n is n minus 1 by 2. So you have 11, 11 minus 1 by 2. 11 into 10 by 2, 5. 11 fives are 55. 55 is the answer. So that was a real confusion. You are in a meeting with 8 stakeholder and 2 team member. There are 10 more people apart from you. 10 more people apart from you. So you need to take that into consideration. 55 stakeholders, 55 communication channel. I hope this makes sense. This was an interesting question. You can get such question in the exam. Okay, guys. What is the best way of communication among that? And in addition to that, I need a justification why this is a particularly best way. Let me just turn my charging on. Okay, guys. Now we have another question. Please answer that. Okay, so just in seconds. Video conference, calling to each other, video conference, we get all those scare. Okay, video conference. So, guys, this was a very interesting question because it put two of the things, uh, of the thing with each other. Specifically, if I put email is not a good mode of communication. This is one way communication. We know that recording a video and sending it's not a good, it's better than email but still not. So the next thing become, we have two options, video conference and calling to each other. Both of them are interactive communication. First of all, both of them are interactive communication. Video conferencing is far better than calling. The reason is that you can see the body language, you can see how other person behaving, and that can actually help you out. So that's another way to put in the context. Okay, video conference, face to face communication is always yes, Usha. I can read the expression. Samriddhi, good to have you, Samriddhi. You join late. Pradeep, see, no change. Amer video conference. Mm, that was also interactive. Okay, guys, this question. Okay, so I'm getting the answers as okay. Face to face is best. This is not the option. Kamal very well answered. Okay, see, stay update stakeholder plan. Okay, okay, update communication plan, stakeholder plan. Guys, every single person who has given answer C. Let's walk the reasoning of that. A new stakeholder has been identified. What is the first step? A new stakeholder is identified. We go, we put it into the stakeholder register. We rank him upward, downward, prioritize, etc., etc., etc. Then we see his power, interest, and we see since it's a new stakeholder, we need to update the plan. Can we update the plan without raising the change request? My question is to all of you. Every single person, Pradeep, I will name all of you. Jimze, Sushil, Kamal, Nafsin, Kaleem, Ghazi, Isra, Samriddhi, Pradeep, Kaleem. Come on, give the right answer. Usha, can we update the stakeholder plan without raising a change request? Yes. In order to update the plan, we need to raise the change request. If the change request is updated, then we can update the plan. The the only trick in this question was I put option A here. I put option A here. There was no other trick in this question. If option A was not here, Everyone was right, like stakeholder engagement plan. We could do that. We could do that. But since we there's an option, raise the change request, we always go to raise the change request, my friend. Important and a critical step. Need to remember. That's why I always say, whenever you are solving the question, follow this SLOW formula. Slow down, slow down. Try to understand the context of the question, what the question is actually saying. That's important. Let's go to the next question. Now, while I was making this question, I made all this question. I made a little bit change in this. This question is not same as the previous question. There's a trick in this question. Try to identify that. Update stakeholder. Okay, since in the planning phase, Samriddhi, you got the trick. Kevin, how you are putting a communication plan here? I did say that first we need to update the stakeholder plan, then we update the communication plan. The trick in this question was a new important stakeholder has been identified. You have updated stakeholder register. You are in a planning stage. What will you do? If you're in a planning stage, the last thing about the planning stage is that project management plan is made and approved. So if you are still in the planning stage, you can update anything. So stakeholder register has been updated and you can update this. You don't need a change request. Then we go back to the thing. First you update the stakeholder register, then stakeholder engagement plan, and then you could update the communication management plan. So similarly, you will just update this thing. C is the right answer, my friends. KR, we are in the planning stage. We don't need a change request when you're in a planning stage because plan has not been approved. You can change the plan. Okay, date. Amit, it's C. Yes, Chandra, it is C answer. Okay, guys, last question for today. If you actually understand these five questions, you can solve everything about communication and stakeholder in my point of view. Okay, Kalim, I love the way you answered since the communication frequency. So project manager should look at the communication management plan. Okay, guys, that was the topic. That was the five question. And now for everyone who has joined, a gift from my side. The entire mind map of communication. One page in communication. What is communication? Effective 4 hour codes, everything on one plan. And the example of communication management plan. So that's it for today. Thank you everyone for joining for the session. And we will have next coaching call in which I solve 10 questions of PMP on Wednesday. And this session we will do on Thursday next week, not on Saturday. The reason is that next week I have a batch program. And if you haven't taken that training, you can actually contact me on these numbers and you can join that batch program. My batch program will be Friday, Saturday, Sunday this week, next week, and then the upcoming week. So probably for next week it is compulsory that we will have coaching call in which I solve 10 question on Wednesday, and this, and we will be doing team topic or agile. You can tell me which topic do you think. Do put it once the coaching call, and I would like to see in the comments. You want to see the team topic next time, that is resource or agile. And so Wednesday, Thursday, mark your calendar, be there. And if you haven't taken the PMP training, you can join in our batch program, batch 5 of 2022, and we will make sure you become certified PMP, like 143 people in just 1 month. So you can contact me on this number and become certified PMP. If you have any question regarding anything about PMP, I'll wait exactly for 2 more minutes and then I will end the call. If there is no question, because I see I am also logging from other sites that there's a lag of 1 minute. So I'll wait for 2 minutes. Oh, we have agile, agile, team, agile. Okay, let's see. What are the topics? Okay, guys. So in addition to that, also you can check Journey's video playlist. That's a good playlist, and overall video, that's another good playlist. And I'll recommend you guys that share this video with as many LinkedIn, WhatsApp, Facebook group you are, because this will help other PMP aspirant to learn about these topics, so that can help them. If you use Reddit, I will highly recommend that you share this video in Reddit, and so that other people can learn. I highly believe each one teach one is the name of the game. So that's something I would recommend that you would do. Thank you so much for clarification. I really love it. Thank you, Chinze, for joining the program. Agile Sprint. I'll count the vote. Keep the vote coming. Now, team and Agile both are. Okay, guys, last minute. If anyone has any question, they can ask now. Agile Sprint. Sure, sure. Agile Sprint. Chimze, if it is not clear, because since the next class will be on Thursday, I would highly recommend watch the team topic and watch the journey of Agile. That can help you. Thank you, Kalim. And let's do this PMP. Rajveer Rai, what you written? Please SGA. I guess you are saying team. I have shared my number. You can message me on my number or email me. I'll share these slides. No issue with that. I made these slides for you guys. Okay, guys, that's it. Thank you very much for joining and honoring us. Today we had a very good audience once again. Please do share this in your whatever the WhatsApp group you are. Reddit, if you are in Reddit, do share there. There is so many people there. If you are on LinkedIn groups, do share that. If you are on Facebook groups, do share that so that other people can learn it. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum. Namaste. Sat Sri Akal. Good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you are. And Best of luck for future
I would have not been able to clear the exam if Amer Ali would have not been there. I would have not been.
I did not believe that I will be able to clear my PMP within a month.
I don't know what to say actually. Like I'm kind of like really
and I
trembling.
got my results and I was above target in all three categories.
Wow.